Hi everyone, this is Moments with Ejeomah. I have a guest today. Her name is Moi. Moi is a Nigerian currently in Canada, studying for a master's degree in nursing. So she's here to tell us about her experience living in Canada. So that if you are an international student and you're interested in moving to Canada to study or to work, then video will be so beneficial to you, especially if you're a nursing student or a or a graduate, a nurse graduate. So stay
Mhm.
tuned. Hi, Moin. Thank you for being with us here today.
Hi, Ejeomah. I use the student route because a lot of people always say the student route is the easiest and fastest. So that's why I used it. And to get the school, I actually used an agent, but for my visa process, I did that myself because I realized that most of this immigration stuff you can actually do it by yourself. But regardless, my agent was still like, it was a very good one, and he really helped a lot of ways. So for nursing, there are some schools that most schools want you to have your RN from Canada before you can do masters in nursing, because there are different opportunities for there are different like specializations. You can just do the nurse practitioner, public health nursing, you can do anything. But because we're international students and we don't have our RN, we don't really have like a we don't really have much options per se. But I haven't really checked out how many schools allow it. But I know like still a few schools, you can still get a number of schools that allow international students do their masters. But because we're also international students, we can just do masters in nursing. So we can't do like we can't specialize per se, not yet until you get your RN in Canada.
Okay. So, like you said, so what does the RM process look like? So now, for instance, according from what you said now,
Mm-hmm.
you graduate from Nigeria, whether you're licensed or not,
Yeah.
you you come into Canada to do your masters, but then you're
Mm-hmm.
not you can't work until you do certain things. So
No.
what are these requirements? What does this requirement look like? How long does it take? How much? Can you walk us through that?
Okay, so the requirement actually takes a while. No, not like it takes a while. The requirement varies for different provinces. I was in Ontario before. The requirement in Ontario was different. I'm in BC now. BC too has a different requirement, but also I know first you have to do the normal evaluation process with your credentials from wherever you graduated from. Then you do the verification process with the nursing body here, the NNAS. They are the ones that majorly do the verification process. And they take time. At times before, they used to take about 3 months, but now they take more than, for some people they take 6 months, for some people they take more than that. For some people, you see some nurses that say, oh, it took them 5 years to be a nurse in Canada. Some will say it took them 3 years, it took them 4 years. Because after like you even like go through the process and you probably write the exam, you write your IELTS and all that, they also they expect you to have a certain number of hours. So if you also don't have those hours, you have to go and get it. So you see some people like just like getting extra hours, and it may not necessarily be as a nurse, just like maybe extra hours in healthcare. But like I said, it varies for different people. But if you But what most people do now, because most people just go to the US because US is faster. So you just apply for your verification. Most people use Joseph Sinley because Joseph Sinley is also one of the fastest boards in US. You use JS and A. Then once you're done with your verification and everything, you write your exam. So once you write your exam, you're a USRN. So for places like Ontario, I don't know about BC, but I know about Ontario. You just you submit like your verification to the Canada board, but while other verification is going on, you can write your exam in the US. And when you're done, there's something they say you challenge NCLEX. So since you already have your NCLEX and it's the same exam, you don't have to write NCLEX for Canada, NCLEX for US. It's basically the same exam. So since you already have your NCLEX, you just, I think there's a way they done it in or something, and you just maybe do some hours and blah blah blah. And some people also just decide to just work in the US because US and Canada is very close, and you can still get your PR even if you work in the US, even if you work in like anywhere basically, you can still actually get your PR. So most people just pick the safe option. Most people convert. Maybe if you have families and you don't want to be going up and down, some people can convert. And maybe for people that don't have families like me now, young person, I can still decide to work in US, but just like try to get my PR here, just to like weigh your options and be on the safe side. But the honest truth is that as a nurse, we have different opportunities, way different opportunities. A lot of people are doing travel nursing. A lot of like things are getting better for us. So we are blessed, past to be honest. Canada has, I think, about 100, or I don't know if it's up to 100 sha, but they have a lot of immigration routes. It's not just express entry and coming in as a student or sponsorship. There are also like things that you can do. And recently, a friend was telling me that Canada is trying to bring in healthcare professionals. So it might also be healthcare aides and stuff. But I'm not really sure on that aspect. But most times, I feel like if you want to get most information about Canada, there's this man I follow on Instagram. His name is Olufemi Loye. Yeah, Olufemi Loye. He has every information that you want on Canada. He has information of schools that are cheap in Canada, expensive schools, provinces that will favor you, basically anything, all the like immigration pathways that you can access. Because I know there's also like immigration pathways for skilled workers, like people that have like hand skills and they didn't like, maybe that's what they do mostly and stuff. So there are immigration pathways for a lot of people, but most times, like, but information is key, so we just focus on what we know. But if a lot of people knew that, oh, there are immigration pathways for this, oh, I can also try this, what are the requirements? So there are even immigration pathways for people that have HND, and maybe they are trying to get a masters and stuff. There are things for people, like I feel like Canada actually has listening for everybody, but you just have to access the right information. And that's why they always say like most people should not use agents. Like, because me, I believe that if you know what you're looking for, your agent will not be able to do you anyhow or cheat you. You'll be able to, because you already know what you're looking for. So even if when your agent says this, you'll be like, oh, but I saw in this place that this is how it is done. So there are actually a lot of pathways. But if you check Olufemi Loye's page, I know there's also Zeno. I don't know her surname, but I know Zeno is also there. So both of them, they have like basically every information on Canada. I know Zeno, she does majorly schooling, but Olufemi Loye has all the information, and there's even a free consultation in his bio. So people can also check that out. I feel like Canada is still one of the easiest countries to get into, because Canada is very, very, very big, and I don't think they even still have enough people to fill up the country yet. Then also, what was the other question you asked?
It was on the travel nursing pathway.
Oh, so I think the big deal about travel nursing is because, like, so because you are not working in that, maybe that hospital or that facility, and because maybe they are short staffed or they need people to cover for some time. The honest truth, if it's in Canada now, most hospitals in Canada are actually short staffed, because when you're writing, when you're doing research on nursing shortage and blah blah blah, after COVID, a lot of people probably realize that, oh, this nursing is not even what they want to be doing. And maybe a lot of people realize that, oh, life is too short for me to just be doing only nursing. So, and some people died, as we know. So it's still, some of these countries are still reeling from the fact that COVID happened, and it's still showing in terms of their staff, like, or whatever sha. So for travel nursing, you can get posted to a facility now to work there for a period of time, maybe 1 month or whatever. But because you are just basically a contract staff, so that's why you get paid more, because you are not a staff in the facility. Do you get? So
Mm.
that's just how travel nursing works. It's just like you are just going to work in another place for a certain time, and then they just pay you more, because a you're not a permanent staff. They are just basically a contract staff. And travel nursing, from what I have seen and heard, and maybe from people that do it, they say it's very flexible. So you can plan yourself. Some people say they work 6 months a year. The rest of the 6 months they can use it and do something else, or maybe for married people. So a lot of people just have plans. They believe travel nursing is very, very flexible. You just go to a city, you work there, you go back to your house. It's not like spoiling your, should I say spoiling, not necessarily spoiling your plans, but this time around, you're not working for someone that they'll just be like, oh, can you come in and cover up for someone and blah blah blah. So really sha, it doesn't work that way. But I don't now know like how the payment is for them, and the living arrangement and all that stuff. I know like for some people, they say if you have a good agency, you can get good living arrangement, you get good I think they get travel allowance and stuff like that. So I think it's also, everything also still depends on like whoever is, maybe the agent, or like not necessarily agent, the company you are working with. Because even travel nurses, I think they have like a company they work for and this thing. But also you can even like be in Canada, you can get your PR in Canada and be a travel nurse in the US. So you get, that's why like I said, it's a win-win. You can go to the US, you can work and come back home, and you can also still work, do travel nursing in Canada and still even work in Canada. And then there are even like different specializations unlike Nigeria. But now things are even getting better in Nigeria, but like before it was just maybe midwifery, public health, and just general nurse. But in places like this, you have a lot of specializations. There's hospice nurse, there's palliative, there's nurses, geriatric nursing. So there are a lot of things. It's not every nurse that works in the hospital. So I think it's still a win-win regardless.
Hmm. Okay, so like you said, you already established that you're not really conversant with the pay, like when it comes to travel.
Yeah, but
And
most of them say they pay well.
okay, but you can't really say what they pay. Okay, what's like the usual pay for
Well,
nursing?
so I think it also depends. It depends on the country. I think US still pays more than Canada, and I also think it's because the dollar is actually still higher than CAD. But regardless, they still pay more. And then, okay, there was a video of someone I watched on Instagram. I think she's a nurse, she's a travel nurse in Ontario, and she said she works about 6 months or 7 months a year, and she doesn't work for the rest of the month, and she makes 150K, which is not bad, which is really really not bad. So she said she makes 150K, but she has to do her taxes and stuff aside. So yeah, I think it's still a
Okay, this is
win-win. So
150 after tax, the tax and other things.
I think it was 150 after tax. I think she said where she works, you can do your taxes yourself, or you can let the company do it. So some people like to do it themselves. Some people just like let the company do it and you just pay me after I remove tax. Some people will collect the money and then do the taxes. But either way, you have to pay your tax.
Yes, I heard that when it comes to the tax is really high. Like what gets to you eventually. Um,
Actually, it is.
what's the
The tax is,
percentage?
honestly, I haven't really looked at the percentage, but I think in Ontario, I think they were saying it was 13% or 15%. Then one funny thing I noticed is if you are buying female products, there's actually high tax on female products. So if you are
Wow.
buying pads, yes, there's actually high tax on like there's high taxes on some certain types of products. So you see a lot of people say, oh, my friend will be like, oh, that one, the tax is high. Oh. So even shaving stick. So it's actually funny, but they tax everything. If it's water, whatever it is, they tax it. But one thing someone advised me when I came here was that I should like anything I buy and it's expensive, I should just keep the receipts so that um I should keep the receipt so that you can when you apply, because you're allowed to apply for tax returns. You can apply for tax returns. So you can now put in that receipt when you want to apply for tax returns and get your tax returns. But I've never done my tax returns here. I really don't know how it works. I've only done tax returns in US because I was in US for a while. So, but for Canada, I really don't know how the tax returns works yet.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm sure you are stacking up those receipts right now, waiting for the day when you go and
Yes,
get.
so
That's really.
money
I
cannot
think
my money cannot wait.
something that you wish that you knew before getting into Canada, and that you would like to advise other people, even if they are coming through the nursing route or like just normal coming into Canada.
Mm, well, I feel like for me, I was actually prepared for like everything I'll go through because I was in the US for a while and I already saw my culture shocks and all the things that want to shock me. They even already shocked me there because I now realize like why, like when you're in Nigeria and you're asking like maybe your friends or your family abroad for money and they don't want to give you, the and we back home will be like, that person is stingy and all those things. My dear, that person is not stingy. That person is hustling. The person is hustling because in you maybe you work some places pay bi-weekly, some places pay weekly, and some places can pay monthly. I think it depends on like I don't know, it depends on your contract sha. But me where I've worked, they pay bi-weekly. So they pay me bi-weekly. By the time you remove your rent, they remove tax because they pay you after they remove tax. So by the time you remove your rent and you pay your bills and everything, the remaining money is for survival. So you now get one sibling that say, "Oh, come and send me money." What? But you know that if you send that sibling money, you don't have means to survive. You have to go to work, you have to eat and stuff. So people should be more lenient with their family members abroad because it's not all rosy. I believe stability takes time, but people are also like people just assume that once you travel out, everything is good. You are fine. Just be like, oh, shebi you're abroad now, you're looking fresh. I'm supposed to look fresh because the weather is still okay. But Canada is very cold, actually very cold compared to I don't think nobody has actually said Canada is not cold. Canada is actually very cold. And like when people say Canada is very cold, but me I don't like when I see on the internet you say Canada is very cold or if you want to come to Canada, Canada is very cold. Let people come now, please. I believe we actually need more Nigerians in Canada. We need more Nigerians because you cannot we need that community. You get, you'll be happy when you see your fellow person on the road. Like there's a way like you will just feel like safe when you realize that, oh, I'm not the only black person, I'm not the only Nigerian inside this bus or on the road and stuff. So I don't think there's anything that I feel like I should have known. Me, I just always knew that once you want to, if but one thing somebody must know is that once you are coming abroad, you must be ready to work. That's just it. And you must just be ready to work. My mom will say there is only stealing that is illegal, but any other thing you are doing, just just find find something to do because you have to pay your bills and you have to survive. And like I said, Canada is too cold. You can't sleep on the road. You can't sleep on the street. It is too cold. So you just have to work, you have to survive and ask questions. Like nobody can die from asking questions. Always ask questions. A lot of people now, they are stuck or they don't know some things, and it will be so much easier if you just ask questions. Don't say, oh, I don't want to disturb that person. Oh, they'll say I'm too much. Just ask questions, because if you don't ask questions you can never know. Like there are a lot of things that I would have never known if I didn't ask questions from people and like have people to guide me. So it's very, very, very important to ask questions. And I also believe that before you come to Canada, just like have where you will stay or have someone that you are going to stay with, because a lot of people just do like the whole process and they forget that it's somewhere that they will come and sleep when when they get here. They don't plan all that. And some people don't even come with any money at all. You're probably not going to get a job so fast. It might take 2 months. For some people, it might take 3 months for you to get a job, because then again you have to I think now as students, the beauty is as students now you can work full time until December this year. I don't know if hopefully they continue it like next year. Do you get? But for some people that their curriculum is bulky, they don't even really get to work full time. Me, I have classes just twice a week. So and my classes that my before my classes have been online, so it was very flexible. And even now that I'm in school, my classes are still twice a week and it's in the night, like 5 to 8 p.m. So it's still actually very, very flexible for me and stuff. So you probably not get a job so fast, and you might have to, find find something to do and stuff. So just like I said, ask questions and come with money. Not you can I don't think you can ever come with enough money, but just come with money that can help you survive for a while, like maybe where to sleep. Because there are some people that they have family here, and you now come here, start living with the family, and they are not really who they say that they are and stuff. Me, when I came, I lived with my auntie, and I was even so lucky. My auntie was able to let me get a job like 2 or 3 days after. We got a one company that really needed a I was working as a personal support worker. So as nurses, as internationally educated nurses, you can work as healthcare aides, personal support worker. You can do like jobs like this. So it's just like care home jobs. I also worked in a hospice home. Some people work in retirement homes, and even people that are not nurses are working there. So those are other options that people can also like check out. But as I said like there are some families that they will promise you heaven and earth, and then you come here, you now realize that they are not who they say they are, and you can't live with them. Because I hear a lot of stories. Some people say, oh, since I got to my aunty's house, I've been sleeping in the parlor. They don't give me food. They don't do this. But if you have your own money, you would you get you leave the place. And one thing I also always advise people is I believe like if you are traveling, you should go to where like you know people, like you can go to like you can go to where I don't necessarily say go to where like there's a Nigerian community, because I believe like as Nigerians we're supposed to spread round, so that I feel like the more your people in a country, the more advantage you will have, because you people have to get to the top and start making rules, not rules, policies that will favor us. So just I feel like it's better to move to places where you have like friends or like real friends and people that will help you. Because there were times where like I've been stranded, and it's my friends were the ones that helped me and stuff. And if I was like in probably another province, it won't have happened. So yeah. But all in all, Canada is actually a very good place. Canada is beautiful. Canada is cold, but in summer is hot. The only reason why I went sweater now is because there's AC, but outside is actually very, very hot. So you
Very
get outside.
cool. Thank you so much. What's the minimum wage though? What's the minimum wage in Canada?
Well, do you know I've actually not checked? Should I quickly
Okay,
check?
but the one in where you work now, what's like the per hour?
Mm, Let me just quickly type it, because I know it's just like I said, every province with their own rules and
And
regulations.
and is
That's the
BC
only. Okay, so for BC is $16.75 per hour.
okay? All right. We are
Yeah.
almost like the time is almost we have like less than 1 minute. That's what I'm trying to
Okay.
round
It's
up.
okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Moye. I really appreciate your time
Welcome.
here. Please, if you have your questions, leave it in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to see Moye again, I really liked how expressive she was. Let me know in the comment section. And please make sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends as well. Okay? And I'll see you in
Like,
another
share, and
episode.
subscribe.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Moye. Bye.